But social media is a great barometer for this for me, because putting out a video of myself 9 months pregnant, I wanted people to see themselves in my story and our story, and to be able to show that with all the noise that might happen in the world on a day-to-day basis, real life is still happening behind the scenes. Really.
People, like, they tear it apart, you know?
I'm sure they did. I don't know. But I also protect myself from seeing that.
It's been interesting. And so...
But I guess the distinction there is those people don't know me and they're not talking about me. And that's a really hard place to come to terms with. Very powerful machine. And it's all about generating income.
I was really hoping with the dislikes on her previous podcast that she would just stop appearing. But, you know, I told you something. When you live in a delusional world, you create an alternative reality, and that's what she's done. She's created a different reality for herself. And the more that I saw this interview, I started realizing that basically all press is good press. This is what she's trying to say. She's saying that she doesn't really care about the negative stuff, and she has no intention of growing, okay? So my two takeaways from this clip, okay? The first one is she talks a lot about sharing her story. Yeah, we heard your podcast. We've heard your own podcast, the Toddler Voices podcast, and we heard Emma's podcast. Not this Emma, the other Emma. Was this Emily or Emma? Okay, I don't know who this other person here. Okay, anyway. So we've heard multiple podcasts where you have already said this before. Constant thing, I stay away from it. I stay away from it. Yet, I told you guys, Meghan bots are the most vicious bots there are out there. And they are always fake profiles.
Those stories aren't just appearing because it's fun. Clickbait has a huge financial implication. And so if I'm part of an SEO and that gets them more clickbait, then yes, they're incentivized to churn out as many stories, false or damaging or whatnot, to feed the beast, because that's paying them. And I think a lot of people forget the economic element of it. And I think from my standpoint, that's why I don't look at it. It would be very hard to see anything about yourself that isn't true. But equally, caricature they've had to create to get clicks. And I'm very clear on the difference between the two.
Do you feel...
And she's talking about not listening. You are listening to everything, dear. Let's face it. The PR machine works both ways. You're talking about the SEO, that the PR machines are making money off you. Yeah. Guess how you are making money? Let me remind you. You are making money by using the title of a family that you call racist. Why do you use the titles, honey? You've left the country. You're not in UK anymore. You've moved back to California because you were so pressed there. Now you're using the same media to promote all your products, and your interviews are all about all that, right? You don't stay away from any of it. You follow everything. You're also following the fact that we are picking up on the fact that you didn't use any color in your previous interviews. They were all neutral. So suddenly we see you in this yellow outfit because it was not there before. Yeah. So yeah, none of us are buying the act. And as for commenting on trolls, every celebrity deals with trolls. Yeah. Why don't you watch Taylor Swift's podcast, which, by the way, broke some Guinness records for the most watched? Taylor Swift has built a brand purely on her talent. Okay. You have built a brand on your titles. Simple as that. Okay. So there's no talent here. So what is the talent that you are sharing? Yeah, your next Netflix documentaries were about trashing the royal family. So your credibility at this point is at zero. You have a zero credibility, okay? You have to live off your husband's name, who we don't see at all. What is Harry doing, by the way, in the background? While you are doing all this, yeah? Is he your errand boy? Yeah, he just appears, he makes those guest appearances on your videos. Yeah. So if you talk about talent, in my opinion, you have a very well-oiled PR machine yourself that you use to promote your brands. We have seen so many articles with just links to your products, with links to your jams, which tells me that you have a very well-oiled PR machine yourself, and you use it for clickbait as well. So it works both ways, honey. It's not just one way that you can say that you are sitting there very innocently not doing anything, and then the PR world is writing about you, social media and how to use it. Remember that you are doing exactly the same thing. And we are calling you out on it, which you ignore, but doesn't change reality. You create your own reality, but we know the real deal that you are, unfortunately.